Seichi calls it a day and he finishes the class for everyone, but Agnes recollects how he is being mocked by the upper class section, so he becomes frustrated at beating them up. Brado on the other hand wants another extra training from the teacher, but Seichi tells them that they shouldn't overuse their newfound magic in a reckless manner. Beatrice asks him what's his decision gonna be, and with a positive response, the hero agrees to do another training session with the students. Next in the exercise hall, the students with their serious faces are all prepared to catch their teacher. The bear initiates with his earth magic, rendering Seichi to be immobile. Then Irene cast a barrage of fireballs to the hero. At the same time Brado did his ice needles and Agnes with his fire magic. For a minute there, Seichi glitches before casting a barrier that saves him from the magic bullets heading at his direction. The hero wonders on why these sudden glitching are happening to him, and then Beatrice praises the students for their rapid progress using their skills. While relaxing taking a bath, the bear passes by still covering his face but not his buttocks. Brado heard a rumor that the bear's face is a very handsome young lad with lushful golden hair. Opposite of what Agnes believes, the bear has a face of a regular bear inside his headgear. The day has come where everybody is anticipating for the Barbador Magic Academy class fight open. The stadium has been set as fireworks shoot at the sky to inaugurate the occasion. Everyone is cheering for the upcoming event, and the first match is between the S-class versus the F-class students. The team will lose when all party members are unable to fight. Meanwhile, Seichi can't be there to support his students as he is having a major diarrhea in the restroom and he cannot leave. The principal calls the first one to fight, and the arrogant Theo steps forward as he boasts that he can defeat all of them by himself. Surprisingly, Brado also steps forward to face his brother to a match, and the bear tells him to win. The principal announces to begin the fight, but all of a sudden, rings of light blinded him out of nowhere as a pillar of light beam landed on the stage. Now appears Anglia and Temio, who are both apostles of the demon cult. Something is covering the sky as a menacing eye looks toward them, and the students below all panic in fear. The villains announce that they will be sacrificed for their demon lord, then he snaps his finger and a wall of barriers stands tall covering the surroundings of the vicinity. Some students attempt to destroy it with their magic, but it's no use, it just bounces off of them. This causes everyone to scream for their life and resulted massive panic. Theo and his boys, however, do not fear the intruders, as he uses now his lightning magic to the villain. But his weak power is not even reaching the enemy, and just by using her one finger, she demonstrates a fearsome capability of creating an explosion. The woman then approaches the lackeys, as she touches them, turning all into her mindless minions with mask. The three didn't hesitate to attack their upperclassmen, and Temio explains that Anglia's power is to control anyone at will. Good thing his brother saves him, but the battle is not over yet. It now becomes the enemy's priority to eliminate Theo after learning he's the crown prince of Kaiser Kingdom. The three attacking students has been subjugated by an outside force. In a surprise, it was Brado's classmates who unleashes that power to save them. Then Brado suggests that they should all work together for the sake of the academy. The rest of them reluctantly agreed to his proposition, and now with the combined force of them five, they now face the evil woman before them. They all run toward her, but with one swift magic spell they've been thrown out, but the clever Theo avoided that and tries to take a hit on the villain. Unfortunately, he's been stabbed by her using her umbrella, but it's just a bluff, as the prince uses his barrier to block it and then stealing her weapon with him. Now is their chance, and the bear uses his capturing earth magic binding her, and all together they unleash their magic to attack the villain. It was a success, with nothing to block it, she has been hit by their powerful magic spells. But it's too early to celebrate because the enemy is still standing. Her mask has been taken off, revealing her burnt face that made her very angry. She is furious, now releasing her most devastating attack, and Agnes couldn't block it. Next is Brado, he too has been blown away with her fire. The two tries to attack her also, but has been hit in mid-air. Anglia then laughs, knowing no one can withstand her, as her tragedy of being burned by fire fuels her to be this much strong. She then approaches Irene, admiring her beautiful face as the girl is helpless on the ground. She's about to attack the student, but Irene was saved by a flying book. The object returns to the owner, and surprisingly it was Beatrice all along, warning the villain to step away from her students. Beatrice with full confidence wanted to protect her students no matter what the cost, and then Anglia mocks her by hurting Agnes on the floor. She turned him also into one of her minions, as she laughs on whether she will hurt her dear student. Anglia now commands him to attack her, but the good teacher just avoids the strikes, heeding her student to snap out of it. And what's worst, the villain orders him to say what he really thinks of Beatrice, and so he did. Agnes tells her that Seichi taught him everything and gave him magic, so she is useless as a teacher. This devastates Beatrice to her core, but still she continued to stand her ground to protect her students. Nearby, Brado begs her not to listen to him as they think she is the best teacher that they have. The three wanted to help, but the teacher refuses and blames herself for not discovering their talents before. And with her delicate touch as an educator, she commands him to wake up. That made Agnes subconscious to retaliate from the mind control. This recalls him about the days Beatrice always reprimanding him with her book, and he takes this from the heart as he knows she's a really caring teacher. Anglia on the other hand keeps pushing him to attack, but fortunately the binding curse of the mask has finally been broken. After that, Beatrice lectures the villain of forcing kids to do evil things as unforgivable. This made the villain angry as she unleashes her powerful flame towards her. In a surprise, the teacher swiftly blocks it with her book, and this shocks the villain. Next, Beatrice uses her ultimate spell and then jumps really high to do a devastating drop-down kick to the unfortunate villain. Anglia screams loudly to her defeat, and this concludes that the battle is over. The students that are all watching cheers for their teacher, and finally Agnes wakes up. He can't help but pour tears before his sister as he regrets having the thoughts of even hurting her. Beatrice smiles, telling him it's gonna be okay, and the F-class students thanked her for saving them. But the danger is still not over yet. Now stepping in the arena as Temyo, reminding them that he's still here. Beatrice just throws her the book to him as the villain accepts the challenge of also facing on what she can actually do. Continuing on, the teacher tells him that he needs extremely strict instructions. They now starts running and Beatrice initiates the attack to the villain. Unfortunately, the enemy is just too strong and Beatrice has been thrown off to the stage. Despite of her hardships, she still insisted that the students should stay back. She now takes off her blouse and her glasses, and this time she is more serious than ever, fighting for everyone's sake. Her students nearby are now believing she may actually beat him. Then the teacher unleashes a devastating wind gust towards the enemy, and after the smokes have cleared, the enemy is still standing. That attack just made a few cuts to his favorite coat, and this angers him, now bringing a barrage of attacks to Beatrice as she blocks for her life. With no choice, Beato intervenes the fight, and so is Irene with her fire magic. But those are useless against the villain, and a massive explosion occurs, throwing all the students off the stage. This made Temyo laughs as he intends to make Beatrice to be sad for her students. He asks her if she still wants to protect those kids at the cost of her life, then added, he will eliminate those students just to see her fall into despair. Beatrice in her most bravest moment tells the foolish man that she's a teacher. And her job is to unlock the true potential of her students no matter what the cost, and she will not back off to anyone. Temyo is preparing now his powerful magic, and then raises his hand telling them that it's over. Beatrice just closes her eyes and the villain finally attacks her instantly. But good fate still stands to the bravest people and Seichi comes to her rescue. All the students are glad that he finally shows up, as Temyo tells him to let go of his hand. He teleports the teacher back to the safety of the students, and as he turns around to the enemy he has this intense anger in his eyes with him. Looking around him are nothing but people that got hurt by this invasion, and he asks the enemy if he's responsible to all of this. As a desperate move, the villain unleashes the power of the demon lord patterns, and countless of pillar of lights starts beaming everywhere. However, none of it is hitting the hero as his immense power of hatred is growing exponentially before him. After approaching Temyo, he gives him a powerful uppercut he will surely not forget, and he too has been sacrificed to his so-called master. Everything returns back to normal after Seichi defeating the last enemy, and everyone cheers for their saviors. Watch this next video. See you on the next one.